So welcome everyone, and it's a great joy to be here. It's I think the third session that I'm here in this space. So thank you for continuing to invite me. I take it as a good sign. It's a great pleasure to be here, and today the idea is the topic is about reconnecting with our essence. And before I start, is it okay for the music to be in the background while I'm just explaining, or is it too loud? Okay. So if at some point it's too loud, just let me know. So the word essence. I'm going to start with an hypothesis, and feel free to disagree with me. Okay. And the hypothesis is one that I've been finding in the many different approaches and traditions and areas that I've been studying and working with, areas like mindfulness, heartfulness, internal family systems, compassionate inquiry. So not only contemplative practices, but also, for instance, trauma-informed approaches. And in all of them, one thing I've been finding is this notion of some innate basic sanity, or some innate basic goodness, or some sort of essence that we human beings, in our core, we are profoundly sane. You don't need to agree with me, especially if we look at the news, you probably see, oh, that's not possible at all, right? We only see craziness. We see actually a lot of people that, due to probably trauma or many other either societal trauma or personal trauma, they are kind of separated from their essence. So, but this is the first hypothesis, and again, feel free to disagree, and I'm not here to convince you. So this is my starting point, that each one of us in this call is profoundly sane, has at least a deep part, profoundly sane. Okay, there's a sanity inside already. It's not something that we need to cultivate or that we need to grow. Compassion, we don't need to grow compassion. We can access compassion. It's already here. We can grow and cultivate forms to access it, but it's our nature. And the invitation I'm going to invite us, as I did in the last sessions, is to be in contact with that essence, with that sanity that's already here. It's to really allow ourselves to stop and to connect, or to reconnect. In many traditions and areas, they call this essence different things. For instance, if you go to India, they might call it Atman. Or if you go to a trauma-informed approach like IFS, they call it self with a capital S. If you go to presencing, they call it higher self. If you go to Buddhism, probably they call it Buddha nature. If you go to compassionate inquiry, they call it essence. So, but all these different areas, they have these different names for the same thing. So that's the starting point, is that we all have that already. And the second hypothesis, and again, it's not for you to agree with me, is that that essence lies in the heart, lies in our heart. It's already there in the heart. And the qualities that we associate with the heart, qualities like love, calmness, connectedness, compassion, clarity, and so on. It's already here, and we all have those qualities, and we feel well when we are in contact with that. So the object of meditation will be the heart. And the logic is that we transform ourselves in the object of our meditation. So if we meditate on killing someone, for instance, and then we do it, it's called a premeditated crime, right? And you probably take more years in the jail than like a passionate crime. So premeditated. So someone thought about that for a long time and then did it. So here the hypothesis is that we are going to meditate on those same qualities that are already in our heart. Okay? And the logic is that the more we connect with those qualities, the more we are able to bring them into our lives. Okay? So again, don't need to agree with me, and you are going to be the scientists and the object of observation at the same time. Okay? And I'm going to guide you through a practice that's going to be very simple. I'm going to do a kind of a little relaxation, like a body scan practice. Maybe some of you are very familiar with that. And the idea intentionally is not just to be aware of the body, but to relax the body. And the logic is simple, is that a relaxed body allows a relaxed mind. Simple, okay? It's the same system, body-mind system. So the idea is just to relax the body, and some of you said that you feel jittery, or you feel like tired, or you feel like rushed. So the first part, the relaxation, is really to come back to the body and just to relax. And then I'm going to invite us to suggest that we all already have that sanity inside the heart, and the idea is just to allow the mind to rest in the heart. You don't need to do anything. Actually, if you try to do something, if the mind tries to do something, normally it doesn't work. It's just about resting. Imagine the next 20 minutes as 20 minutes for yourself to rest, without guilt, without the guilt of stopping, that sometimes we stop, we have parts, I could be sending emails and so on. So it's like 20 minutes for you to reconnect with your essence, okay? And in the end, we're going to be some minutes in silence. The mind will think, it's normal. We just notice thoughts, they are coming to leave. And we just remind ourselves that we don't need to do anything. It's already here, that essence. We just need to reconnect with that, okay? So before we start, I'm going to read you a poem from Jeff Foster. Maybe some of you know Jeff Foster, maybe others don't. And then I'm going to guide you through the practice. And then in the end of the practice, I will say just that's all. Take a moment to notice. For the ones that want to write a word in the chat, that's perfect. For the ones that don't, that's perfect as well. So I'm going to read the poem, we do the relaxation, and then we do the meditation. Is it okay for you? Okay. So the poem is called The Heart. The heart is an unlimited room. There is always enough room for the contents of this moment. The highest joy, the deepest agony, thoughts that won't stop spinning. The heart can hold it all. Embrace is all it knows. Space is its nature. It needs no time. It asks nothing. It gives everything in return. It is home for all those lost parts of yourself, for all the abandoned pieces of the puzzle of you. Remembering the heart, acknowledging its presence, honoring its invincibility, savoring its warmth. Like a deep exhale, like a cold drink on the scorching day, like a fond memory of a loved one, long since departed. They gave you a name before you were named, and that name was love. And you will never understand until you stop trying. So I invite us to find a comfortable posture. Allowing the eyes to be closed, or just resting your gaze on the floor or the keyboard. And let's start by taking a long, deep breath. A long, deep, regulating breath. And allowing the attention to find the feet, feeling the feet on the ground. Wiggling the toes. And allowing the feet to relax. If it's useful, you can even use an image of thinking that the feet have roots connecting to the earth, and from the earth there's some sort of relaxation coming into the body. If the image is useful, use it. If it's not, just let it go. The idea is to relax. So allowing the relaxation to move up to the knees, relaxing the lower part of the legs. Any tension, any unnecessary pressure, tension, seeing if it's possible to let it go, even just for some minutes. Relaxing the upper part of the legs. The whole lower part of the body is relaxing as much as possible. Allowing the relaxation to move to the back, relaxing the whole back. Any tension, pressure, always inviting the body to relax, and if for some reason the body doesn't want to relax, we respect that. Very gentle invitation. The idea is just to notice if there is any unnecessary tension. Almost like when we have our phones with some apps open, they are wasting energy, so sometimes the body also carries a lot of open apps, tension from discussions from the past or anxiety about the future. We are just noticing and inviting relaxation. The back, the belly, the stomach. Relaxing the chest. Relaxing the shoulders, relaxing all that upper part of the body, especially the shoulders, allowing the shoulders to melt, to relax. And from the shoulders, allowing the relaxation to move to the arms, elbows, hands, fingers. Relaxing the neck and the throat and the jaw. The whole face, especially the eyes and the forehead. Normally we carry a lot of tension in the eyes, around the eyes, in the forehead, the eyebrows. So seeing if it's possible, at least for 10-15 minutes, to relax that part of the body. Relax the ears, the back of the head, the top of the head, relaxing the whole head. And sensing if there is any part from the feet to the top of the head that you can invite to relax. There is still some pressure there. And again, if the body doesn't want to relax, that's okay. Let's respect the choice of the body. And now I invite you to dive deeper into the mind space. Noticing voices inside, thoughts, images, noticing the inner weather. Your mind might be very cloudy, might be spacious, might be windy, sunny, stormy. Just noticing without trying to change the mind, stopping thoughts, bringing awareness. Welcoming all thoughts, all voices, all parts. And seeing if it's possible to go beyond the mind into the heart space, allowing the attention to drop into the chest, into the heart of the heart. Suggesting that sanity, compassion, love, clarity, connectedness, all those qualities of the heart, they are already there. That essence is already there. Might be cloudy and difficult to sense into it for some of us, but assuming that's already there and suggesting gently that the attention is being naturally attracted from within to that space, that safe space inside ourselves, that unshakable space. And for the next minutes, maybe 10, we're going to be in silence, just resting in that space. And the mind will think and thoughts will come, distractions from outside will happen. But knowing that we don't need to do anything with that. When we notice that we are distracted, we just drop again into the heart. And in the end, I will say that's all. And in that moment, take some 30 seconds before opening the eyes. Just noticing again the body, the mind, coming back slowly and gently. But for now, let's just rest in that essence that lies inside the heart. So let's start the meditation. That's all. Taking a moment to notice again the body, the mind. Noticing if there is any change. Noticing if the body wants to do any sort of movement, relaxation, movement, extension, contraction. And as you come back, if you want to come back, you can either stay for a longer period connecting with your heart, or just leave a word in the chat and we just silently leave. And I thank you all for your presence, and I wish that you can keep the connection to your essence and to manifest it in the world, because the world needs more than ever heart, that we come from our sanity and have an action connected with our heart and our presence and our sanity and compassion and so on. Yeah, so thank you all again.